The Missile Man of India. 1. Abu Bakr Jainuluddin Abdul Kalam, better known as Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, was one of the most distinguished scientists of India. As he was intimately involved in India's civilian space program and military missile development efforts, he came to be known as the Missile Man of India. In 2002, he was elected as the 11th President of India, and was widely referred to as the People's President. 2. Dr. Abdul Kalam was born on the 15th of October 1931 in a Tamil Muslim family at Rameshwaram in the state of Tamil Nadu. His father, Jainuluddin, was a boat owner and the imam of a local mosque. His mother Ashiama was a housewife. His father owned a ferry that took Hindu pilgrims back and forth between Rameshwaram and Dhanushkodi. Kalam was the youngest of 4 brothers and 1 sister in his family. His ancestors had been wealthy traders and landowners. But in course of time the family fell on hard times and lost their properties, even their ancestral home. By his early childhood, the family had already become poor. Kalam had to sell newspapers to supplement his family's income. 3. Kalam started his elementary education at Ramanathapuram. He had a science teacher named Sivasubramania Iyer who was very loving and affectionate. He always inspired Kalam to develop his skills so that he could compete with highly educated people in big cities. Once he invited the boy home for a meal, which his wife disliked and refused to serve a Muslim child like him. His teacher himself served Kalam while she watched them eat from behind the kitchen door. But his behavior, way of taking the meal and cleaning the floor changed her attitude. When the teacher invited Kalam for the second time, his wife welcomed him and served him food herself. 4. Kalam then moved to the Schwartz Higher Secondary School for his secondary education. In his school years, he had average grades but was considered a bright and hardworking student, who had a strong desire to learn. He spent hours on his studies, especially mathematics. After completing his studies here, Kalam was admitted to St. Joseph's College, Tiruchirappalli, where he graduated in physics in 1954. His dream in life was to become a pilot. So he applied for studying engineering at the Madras Institute of Technology. He was selected, but education at such a prestigious institution was not so easy. It was an expensive affair. Around 1,000 rupees was required to pay towards the course fee. Asim Zora, his compassionate elder sister, came to his help. She mortgaged her gold ornaments for his admission fee. And he completed his aerospace engineering in 1960. 5. Kalam began his career as a trainee at the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited (HAL) in Bangalore, now called Bengaluru. Then he joined the Defense Research Development Organization, DRDO, as a scientist. In 1969, he was transferred to the Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, where he worked as the project director of India's first satellite launch vehicle, SLV-3. The purpose of the SLV was to develop the technology to launch satellites. It was under Dr. Kalam's direct guidance and supervision that the first Rohini satellite was successfully launched into the orbit in 1980. 6. After spending 19 fruitful years in the ISRO, Kalam returned to the DRDO to head the country's Integrated Missile Development Program, IGMDP. Here he took a leading role in the development of India's missiles and nuclear weapons program. The program was very successful. It led to the development of 4 missiles, namely Prithvi, Trishul, Akash and Nag. The success of the program made him extremely popular in the country. Hereafter, he was popularly called the Missile Man of India. 7. In 1998, as the chief of the DRDO, Dr. Kalam supervised the Pokhran 2 nuclear tests for which he had camped in Rajasthan's Thar Desert for over a fortnight. The test was hugely successful. According to Dr. Kalam, it was a defining moment in the history of our country. Some years after the test, the Missile Man of India recollected, "Today, I remember the hot day of 1998 at Pokhran, 53 degrees Celsius. When most of the world was sleeping, India's nuclear era emerged." 8. Dr. Kalam was appointed as the Chief Scientific Advisor to the Prime Minister and the Secretary of Defense Research and Development Organization from July 1992 to December 1999. For his greatest contribution to the field of space, defense and nuclear technology, this eminent scientist was honored with the Padma Bhushan in 1981, the Padma Vibhushan in 1990 and the nation's highest civilian honor, the Bharat Ratna in 1997 by the Government of India. 9. It was the 27th of July 2015. Dr. Kalam was delivering a lecture in Shillong. During the course of his lecture, he collapsed. He was immediately taken to a hospital. He had suffered a massive cardiac arrest. His death was a great loss for our country. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam will be ever remembered for his dedication, devotion and selfless service to the nation, particularly as the Missile Man of India.